4 teams enter with the championship on the line. Who wants it more? Welcome to Student Legacy Park at Oregon State University. Today, the Beavers are hosting a women's plus sevens rugby tournament with the other members of the Pacific Mountain Rugby Conference. My name is Lane Walter, and today I'm here with my partner, Brady Elliott. Brady, what can we expect to see from these talented players today?
Thanks, Lane. I'm expecting to see some hard-fought competitive rugby. With only 7 players on the field in rugby sevens, it allows for a lot more spacing and breakaway runs. Teams are going to want to get off to a quick start with each half only being 7 minutes long. This is the second tournament of the year for sevens, with the teams hoping to capitalize.
That's right, Brady. The format for this tournament is a little different than the longer 15s games. Each half is only 7 minutes with a 2-minute halftime. We are bringing you 5 matches in total today with a variety of head-to-heads. We have great matchups today with the OSU Beavers, the U of O Ducks, the Washington Huskies, Western Washington Vikings, and Gonzaga Bulldogs.
That's right. This tournament brings all these schools together to create a strong sense of community. Unlike 15s, sevens are usually done in a tournament setting, allowing for competition and camaraderie.
Stick around. We've got plenty of rugby happening today. We're going to cut to a quick break. Welcome back. This is Lane Walter, president of the OSU Women's Plus rugby team, and we are coming back on this tournament. I'm here with my partner, Brady Elliott, and we've got 3 OSU games here for you today, a couple others by some other schools, and we are starting off with UW versus OSU, Huskies versus Beavers. What are you expecting for today, Brady?
Yeah, I'm really excited for this matchup. The last time these two teams met in 15s, OSU was able to dominate 39-5. Hoping to see that here in the sevens, hoping to see OSU and these UW Huskies make this a competitive match.
Yeah. Looks like we are getting it started. Good kickoff from the Huskies. Number 3, Kelsey Kaufman, getting that ball right off the bat. And she is taking some big hits down. Ruck by, not even a ruck. Valverde is taking the ball. Ari Gonzalez is taking it all the way out to Sydney Wagner on the side. And can she outrun this tackle? Oh my gosh, she was fighting for that, and she succeeded. Kayla Stanley getting that ball out, giving it back to Kelsey Kaufman. Kelsey is running. She cannot be stopped. And it looks like Ari Gonzalez is also coming out. Is she going to get pushed out? No, she is. Oh, my gosh. She tried to push that back in, and it looks like Kelsey just couldn't catch it, and that's all right. Oh.
That was a great sequence there for the Beavers. Really tough runs there. Bummer that ball went out of bounds back to the Huskies, but great start to the match for the Beavers.
And actually, it looks like, we're going to scrum down. Okay, I see. There was a forward pass in that sequence there, so we're going to scrum down to the Huskies.
We got an early scrum here. Huskies gain possession.
But Beavers are knocking on that door. Huskies trying to pass that out, but Beavers are shifting well, and Cassie making that tackle, but the offload is happening. Still a great chase for the ball by, who is that? Is that Izzy? Izzy on 12, and she is going to get that tackler down, that ball carrier down.
Great run there for the Washington Huskies, flipping the field. Let's see what they can do with the possession here.
Absolutely, they're trying to get that down. OSU is trying to put some pressure on him. Oh, and Kayla Stanley has taken the ball back. Carolyn Pierce is going to take it now, and looks like there's a battle for possession happening, and Kayla has won it. So we are going to give that back to Carolyn, and it's a penalty against the Beavs. They've got to get 10 meters back, and UW has to kick off from the mark by the ref.
Strong start for both teams here, showing their physicality. All these ball carriers putting their shoulder down and just running through these defenders. So good start for both teams.
Exactly. Yeah, it looks like that UW is continuing that, passing the ball down the line. And, getting a nice offload to the wing. Cassie Valverde, though, is not letting it get past her, Kelsey Kaufman. And as a result of that defense, that is a forward knock by the Huskies, and we're going to scrum down to the Beavers.
Nice defensive stop there for the Beavers. See if they can win this scrum and get that possession back.
fun. Carolyn Pierce, who's playing the hook position, is usually back in 15. So it's fun in sevens. You get to see that mix up of position.
Definitely.
Oh, big fight from the Huskies. Whoa, I have not usually seen that kind of fight from a 7 scrum. Huskies have possession. They are pushing it down the line. Beavers need to flatten up quick to get organized on defense. Cassie Valverde once again on the wing, aggressive on defense. She wants that ball, and she wants it bad. Beavers are still looking to make those stops on UW. UW passing it down the line, just swinging that ball back and forth. Oh, big hit from Carolyn Pierce on 11.
Let's see if the Beavers can be as aggressive as the Huskies are on taking those balls in those rucks and putting their shoulder down.
Absolutely. Great hit from Cassie Valverde once again. Ooh, Carolyn Pierce making an attempt for the ball, and they get it. It's love to see that kind of aggression and ball hungriness. UW fighting for that possession back on the ground. That's impressive. This is a hard-fought game.
Yeah, early on in this, we're seeing lots of physicality, lots of turnovers with both teams just pushing each other and really competitive early.
And it looks like somewhere in all of that, there was a knock-on by the Beavs, so we are going to scrum down to the Huskies. The Huskies are one of the teams today that are competing for the championship, the CRAA championship. So every little win, every little push means a lot for them.
Seems like you can see that early in those rucks. They're really, or in those scrums, excuse me, they're really pushing and fighting for position.
Absolutely. And they're taking that ball down the line out of that scrum. It looks like they have not quite made it to space, and it looks like it's gone all the way out.
Unfortunate that was just a missed pass there. They're still going to regain possession, but like to see a little more fluidity there.
Absolutely. Scrum half, Kayla Stanley throwing in for the line out to the Beavs. And Carolyn Pierce is our jumper today. Oh, but Huskies have stolen it. Kayla is aggressive, though, flipping that other scrum half. UW has the ball, going to try and make those offloads happen. An impressive kick out to the try-zone. Let's see if the Beavers can stop it before the try. And it doesn't look like they can make it happen. That is a try for the Huskies.
Great sequence there for the Huskies. Nice little kick right above the defenders for the Beavers, and they just wanted it more, ran onto the ball and converting that try.
Yeah, I feel like the Beavs are really getting a taste of what kind of aggression they're needing in this game for this matchup. Like I said, the UW wants this championship. They want it bad, and you know, the Beavers have put up quite a fight this earlier in the season. So it'll be interesting to see how this turns out. Looks like that conversion is made, so that is going to be an additional 2 points for the Huskies.
Let's see what the Beavers can do here. Like to see their defensive stand early, but that right there was just a little unfortunate. See if they can flip the field and try to convert a try.
Exactly. Let's see here, because they'll be kicked off too by the Huskies. They can maintain possession of the ball. They were knocking on the try zone, so I wouldn't be surprised if we see another great set of runs here from the Beavs. Nice kick by UW. And a snatch out of the air by Ari Gonzalez. She is going to try and run the outside. She has support. Is she going to use it? She is. Kelsey Kaufman looks to get that ball, and she gets it. Going to get back to Ari, but it looks like there was a forward pass in there. So that is going to be scrum down to the Huskies.
Unfortunate there for the Beavers. It was a nice little sequence, but seemed like that ball went forward, so it's going to go back to the Huskies.
Yeah, that channel was open, so if they can just keep that ball, keep their ball handling nice and tight, I think they can really make something happen. Ball is in and ball is out. Going out to the Huskies, trying to get out to the wing. Number 9 has it now. Beavers are trying to shift on defense. And offloads are happening. UW is making those offloads to retain possession, and that's the name of the game when it comes to sevens. Oh, they're going to kick over the Beavs to try and make that try zone, and it looks like Izzy is running it down, trying to be able to touch that down. So now it'll be a 5-meter scrum to the Beavs.
There was that strategy again, deep in the Beavers area, and they kick it, hoping to run there, get there first, but unfortunate there that they weren't able to do that.
I mean, unfortunate for the Huskies, great for the Beavs.
Definitely.
You know, the Beavers are really looking for a win. We had a tournament last weekend and results weren't quite as what we hoped, but this is another opportunity for us to really get a sense of who this team is also going to be, not just for this year, but next year as well. We've got some new players out on the field today. We've got a lot of people on the team who are going to be returning next year. So this is honestly a really good metric by which we can judge the rest of predict the next seasons for the Beavs.
And this Beavers win would spoil the Washington Huskies' chances at nationals. So that would be a nice little planned spoiler here and try to, cause some havoc with the Huskies.
Exactly. That's a great point. Yes, UW is not the only one looking for that CRAA championship. Gonzaga University is here today, as well as the University of Oregon. Western Washington University is the reigning champs from the NCR conference, and so they are taking an at-large bid to make it to nationals in that conference. So we've got 3 teams. Keep an eye out for Gonzaga University, University of Washington, and University of Oregon's performance today.
Seems like we're at halftime right now, but I'm liking what I'm seeing from both teams, especially on the defensive side. Lots of physicality, lots of putting your shoulder down and trying to just push the other players, and like seeing what I'm seeing early.
Yeah, absolutely. Again, I think you're totally right about that physicality, and I think both teams are matching that really well. The Beavs are really ball hungry. UW is really pushing for those big hits. And I think as long as everyone can keep their head, it's a quick game, but there's enough time to if the Beavers and the Huskies can just kind of pick their heads up, take a look at what they've got, look at the field. I think we've got a great opportunity here for us. Looks like new captain on the field, Kaylee Newcomer. She will be the backs captain for next year for the Beavers. So we're seeing her out on the field today, seeing her leadership so far. It's been really great. She has been a standout in terms of the Beavers Sevens play. I think as long as the Beavers keep their head, keep a little bit more cohesion going, I think they can really try and put UW on their back foot. And once they get that sense about them, I think they can get it. And Cassie Valverde has the ball. She is going to pass that off to Kaylee Newcomer, and Kaylee is going to take that into the try zone. And that is the kind of cohesion we are talking about. Know who you're there, who's around you, be there for your team, and show up. And that is what rugby is all about.
Perfect start there for the Beavers. Right off the kickoff, no Washington Husky there to grab it and able to take that and right into the try zone. Exactly what the Beavers wanted here to start that second half.
And that is a made conversion. So we are all tied up to right out the gate on the second half, and I think this is a great start for the Beavs. Do you think they can keep up this momentum?
I think that start right here is really key for them. It is going to build that momentum, not let them get down, and let's see what they can do on this kickoff. See if they can take advantage of Washington not being as aggressive at the start of the half.
Once again, Kaylee taking that kick. Does it make a 10? And it does. Good to see that. UW is hungry for it. OSU is hungry for it. There's a contest of possession, but it looks like the UW has won. Beavers are going to come up hard on defense. Can they shift over in time? Oh, that's going to look like a forward knock on the Huskies. So we are going to scrum down to the Beavs.
Unlucky turnover there for the Huskies. Let's see if the Beavers can take advantage again, ride that momentum, get a conversion here.
We've got Hadley Malaka's scrum half for our second half. They're putting the ball in and getting it. Oh, and getting it out. UW has been aggressive in those scrums, but the Beavers are able to get that out to the wing. Cassie Valverde once again taking that ball in, trying to fend off that 15, but just gets pushed out. So that will be a line out to the Huskies.
Like the defensive there for the Huskies, shoving the Beaver player out of bounds, being able to get that ball for the throw-in. The Huskies are really focusing on their defense here. unlucky turnovers at the beginning, but let's see if they can kind of lock in, make sure they're holding that cohesion and see what they can do with this possession.
All right, that is a penalty against the Beavs, so they are going to take that 10 meters back. And it looks like an unlucky forward knock by the Huskies, so we are going to scrum down to the Beavs. You know, that loss of possession is hard for the Huskies, but can't blame the Beavs for taking advantage of that.
Absolutely. Sometimes the ball just goes through your hands, and sometimes it bounces forward, and it's just unfortunate, but Beavers going to take advantage, see what they can do here.
All right, ball is in and ball is out. Nice quick ball in the scrum. Kaylee Newcomer's got it, and she is going to try and attack the outside. Doesn't quite make that, miss that tackle, but gets it to Cassie Valverde, to Hadley, back to Kaylee. And Carolyn Pierce is on the outside and just knocks it forward.
There's an example of that right there where pass is just a little too far out. They reach their arms, but not able to catch it, and that's going to be a knock-on. Like what I'm seeing from both teams on these scrums. The Huskies are really fighting, really pushing the Beavers back, and let's see here with them being able to take advantage with the ball. Let's see what they can do here.
Oh, looks like they're resetting the scrum a little bit. Got the cadence going. UW scrum half has put the ball in, and it has come out. UW is doing a great job in those scrums. Oh, OSU making that tackle off the scrum. Love to see it. Oh, and Hadley has coached the ball. Gonna try it for another, try and get for another try, passing the ball down the line, trying to attack the outside. That is rookie Amanda Coop with the ball and has passed it out to the wing once again and tackled out. So that is gonna be a line out to the Huskies.
Nice defense there from the Huskies. Another time forcing the Beavers out of bounds, able to get that ball for the throw-in.
Yeah, and I'm seeing the Beavers really be there to support each other, be able to take those offloads as much as possible. I think if we can just get a little bit more timing on that, I think we can make some really nice runs happen. All right, that is the Huskies started that line out win, but it looks like that throw was just not quite straight enough for the ref.
Believe they're gonna do.
Looks like Beavers scrum. Typically when there's a line out penalty, the team who did not commit the penalty gets to choose between redoing the line out or going to a scrum. And I don't blame the Beavs for wanting to go to a scrum. It's a nice quick way to regain possession.
Nice little sequence there for the Beavs, being in opponent territory.
Ooh.
Let's see what they're gonna do here.
Good job Hadley getting that ball back after a little bit of a collapsed scrum, getting it out to Kaylee Newcomer, coming around the outside. She is gone into the try zone. Oh, and can she get it down in the middle? Yes, she can.
She saw a lane there on that corner and just exploded out, able to run all the way around, be able to get that conversion out into the middle of the field. And
that is how you play sevens. There's there's only 7 people on the field. They can't possibly cover the whole thing.
Definitely.
So as long as you can find where that space is and attack to it, that's how you make those scores happen.
They get that conversion on that try and another score for the Beavers.
I think the Beavs are really coming together as a team. They're showing a lot more teamwork. I'm seeing a lot more support from with each other. And so being able to see all of that come together and culminate in some really great gameplay.
Yeah, they definitely came out in the second half fighting with that early score right off the kickoff. And they've just ridden that this whole half.
Exactly. I think that's a really good point. I think you're right in that they did build that momentum. That was a knock-on by the Huskies off the kickoff. Always a hard thing to take on the chin, but you just got to keep it pushing. It's the only thing you got to do. So Hadley has put the ball in, getting it back out. Ooh, and taking the outside channel. That's an interesting strategy, but it is paying off. Hadley saw that space, saw there was no one there, and wanted it. Oh! and kept the ball through the tackle. That is fantastic. That is another try for the Beavers.
Just another great sequence for the Beavs. Instead of that far end of the field, they take the close end, taking that corner, exploding with speed, and converting that try.
Looks like that kick is just a little wide, and that is going to be our game.
Great second half there for the Beavers. Love to see that cohesion, love to see that communication, and just aggressiveness from off the bat.
Yeah, it was great to see. We've got ended the score with a 19-7 to the Beavs. Love to see that happening for our home team.
Like we mentioned earlier, love to see Beavers play spoiler on that Washington Huskies team. And
all right, and we are going to move right into Game 8. We are looking at University of Oregon Ducks versus Gonzaga University. Now, this is interesting because these are two teams that are both looking for that championship, so we should be seeing some aggressive play out of both of them.
We're going to see definitely some physicality, definitely some big hits, and we'll see who start off this game early. We'll see who wants it more. I'm interested to see how these two teams come out and see what happens.
And actually, we're going to make a correction. It looks like the schedule got a little shifted around, and we're going to go OSU versus U of O, Beavers versus Ducks, classic rivalry. Ducks are taking an early dominant lead. Ooh, Andy Wessel making a dominant tackle as the Ducks try and take the outside.
Great quick start there for U of O, taking that lane down the close end of the field into Beaver territory.
Absolutely. If the Beavers can match their energy, I think they've got a good shot. But looks like number 14 has taken the gap on the inside to make that first early try for the Ducks.
Way to find that lane and just explode through it and able to get an early try. Let's see how the Beavers can respond as U of O converts that conversion. So it's going to be 7-0 early on. Seems like one of the U of O players is hobbling a little bit. Hopefully they're okay.
Yeah, I see a brace on that ankle, so hopefully it's looks like they're getting subbed out. And that is the responsible thing to do. In rugby, injuries are a thing of the game, but you never want to push yourself. Your body is the most important thing you have.
Love to see them convert that try and convert the conversion and have them walk off the field.
Yeah, and it looks like off that kickoff, the Beavers knocked it on just a little bit early, just a little bit off the leg. It's always tough when it's off the leg, because if it was off the foot, then that would just be a kick.
Yeah, unfortunate bounce there, but let's see if they can be aggressive here on this scrum and see what they can do.
All right, ball is in and ball is out. Ducks have possession. Beavers coming up. Andy Wessel once again. Oh, looks like that was a wee bit of a knock-on by a U of O. Let's see if it gets called. Doesn't look like it, and 11 has the ball. They are going to keep going. Big chase by several OSU players, but that is just a beautifully centered try.
Way to take that corner for U of O. Kind of bad angle there by that Beaver defender, and able to use that speed to get that conversion.
Let's see if they can get these last 2 points, and they do.
Great first 2 minutes here for the Ducks. Great start, and unfortunate for the Beavers. Let's see if the Beavers can kind of rack up some energy. Seems like they've come out a little slow. Let's see if they can kind of battle back. It's a quick games, and 2 early scores.
Yeah.
Kind of puts you in a little hole, so let's see if they can get some energy up and see what happens.
All right. Great kick straight to Anna Kay on the Beavs. Ooh, we got Ashley O'Tiernan taking that offload. She is a brand new player. This is her first day out on the pitch, and she has really been showing out. Andy Wessel going to pick up that ball, and they are going to run through as much as they can. Looks like ruck over. Beavs still have maintained possession. Going to try and pass out as much as possible. Oh, but a little bit of a fumbled ball. And Maddie is down, another new player that we've got out on the field today. And that is going to be a penalty on the Beavs. So the Ducks are going to take advantage of that. Beavers need to be 10 back before they can do anything about that.
That was a tough sequence there for the Beavers. Really good possession by them, but unlucky call, and it's going to be Ducks ball.
U of O and OSU have had a long-standing history as rivals in Oregon, and that extends to rugby as well. It is a hot game when we can beat our neighbors. Oh, great attempted tackle, but it looks like 11 is once again going to get that centered try and get ready for that conversion.
Similar play there as the last try. Gotten that angle on that corner end, and not a great angle by the Beavers defenders again. Breaking a tackle and able to just get another try.
Yes, and this is the final of the social bracket. So of the tournament today, we've had the competitive teams playing that are playing for tournaments, playing for bragging rights and glory, and then we've also got the social side, which is for gameplay development, lots of fun experiences. So this is big to see this rivalry trickle through all the way through the day to finally end up with same matchup that always seems to happen.
Like you said earlier, love to see some of these players with a little less experience out here getting that experience and able to put them in tough situations, especially in this type of rivalry. So it's just great to see these players out here.
Once more, that is a Beavers knock-on off the kickoff. So we are going to a scrum to the Ducks. I think the biggest thing that that the new Beavers have going for them is they are asking questions. They are learning everything they can. Rugby is a thing that you have to do. It's not something you can sit on the sidelines and learn. Any rugger knows that once you get on the field, there's nothing else like it. So it's exciting to see how they're feeling and how they're getting in and being really aggressive about it. What do you think the Beavers need to bring the rest of this half to kind of turn the tides?
Yeah, I think they need to bring energy. I think the biggest thing I'm seeing is kind of them on their back foot, kind of not, putting in that extra effort, putting in an extra push, making that extra play. So I'd like to see some energy up. I know it's just the end of the first half, and let's see if they can kind of hold possession for this half and go into the start of the second half with a little more oomph like the last game.
That's a great point. Oh, looks like we're trying to get to the outside. Oh, but Ducks have regained possession. Yeah, if this game is not over, but the Ducks are not giving that ball up easy.
The Ducks are being aggressive here early rather than the Beavers, and we're seeing that clearly in the score and just in that physicality they're bringing.
Yeah, the Beavers need to take a breath, be able to regain that, like when they have possession, be able to hold on to it. And it looks like the Ducks are swinging it wide, giving it out to number 2, who is taking up that outside channel and is being chased by Alex, but looks like she is not going to be able to be caught. And down she goes for the try.
Great sequence there for the Ducks. Once again, passing that ball all the way to the edges, getting that angle, and able to run past defenders all the way to the try zone. Early domination here for the Ducks.
The Ducks have really been putting the Beavers on their back foot, and it's not too surprising given that they are, I believe they were in the finals for the NCR or the CRAA championships last year, so they are looking to. The competitive side is looking to get that back. And it's clearly trickling down to their developmental players as well. They are putting in a whole ton of energy and really making sure the Beavs don't have the time to think about what they're doing next.
Definitely. We're in a quick halftime break right here, but the score is 26-0 with Oregon leading the Oregon State Beavers. Like I mentioned earlier, I'd like to see the Beavers come out with a little more energy. They seemed like they just weren't super into this game early on. Ducks definitely took advantage, getting multiple tries, multiple of the same type of tries with going to that edges of the field, getting those angles and just converting.
I think that's a really good point you have about the same type of tries happening. Once you find something that works, you keep doing the things that work. But if something's not going right, you got to switch it up. And I think the Beavers are just not in the present. I don't know what's going on, but they're just not in the presence of mind to try new things. And, you know, it may be the finals, but it's still a social match. It's still 7. So I'd love to see the Beavs in the second half really try some new things, make some bold moves.
Definitely.
And hopefully turn the tides in the second half.
Definitely. I'd like to see the Beavers try to kind of control those edges, especially seeing all those similar tries. Let's see if coach can kind of help them change it up and make sure that they're covering those corners and not letting Ducks players take those angles.
If they can shift early enough on and I think if they shift early enough on defense when the Ducks do have the ball, the Beavers can really put some pressure on them.
Definitely.
But let's see what they do on offense. The Ducks are kicking off to the Beavs for the start of the second half.
Let's see if the Beavers can try to hold some possession here, try to communicate well, kind of form that cohesion that we were mentioning throughout.
Yeah, I'd love to see these players supporting each other really well. Ooh, Andy Wessel is being chased down by a rookie from the Ducks team. Oh, but Max has got it, and they are just going for it. Looks like Kayla Stanley is going to be just knock that ball on just a hair, and so that is going to be a scrum down to the Ducks.
That was a great run there by the Beavers. Unfortunate for that knock on, but kind of what we were mentioning. I like to see that early aggressiveness. Just unfortunate call there.
Yeah, I'd rather them make a few mistakes and show that they're really wanting it.
I think the Beavers kind of need to bring some energy, some aggressiveness, see if they can get a turnover or two.
There we go. We've
really
got
hold
it passed
that
out.
defense.
We've got it passed out to the wings for the Ducks. Ooh, nice. See that early shift from the Beavs, and they made that stop. I'd love to see that. They're trying new things. It looks like the Ducks have regained possession, but the Beavers are coming up on them. And if they just read that early, it looks like they are getting out there. As long as they can keep that ball in the middle of their defensive wall, I think they're doing great. Oh, but it looks like they are going out the outside. Number 1 on the Ducks has it, but nobody is letting them run away easily. There's a big chase happening, especially by number 21, our new player, Maddie. But the try is happening.
Thought we were going to see that halftime adjustment there for the Beavers, but number 1 for the Ducks really took that corner and just flew by them and able to convert that try.
And that conversion is made. All right, what do we want to see change from the Beavers this restart?
Feel like I'm preaching to the choir right now, but I want to see some energy. I want to see some aggressiveness. They're already down 33-0.
Yeah,
you're not going to come back here, but you might as well just restart the game right now, mentality-wise, and just play as hard as they can to the finish.
Yeah, and then on the 15th season, the only other team to score against the Ducks during the regular season was Western Washington, who ended up being the conference champs. So I know the Beavers have it in them, and they just need to lock in and get their heads together. And I think they can. Looks like Andy. Oh, a kick from the Ducks. You hate to see it if you're a Beaver, but that is some smart gameplay. Get that ball further downfield. It's all about territory, all about possession. Looks like number 9, Delaney, is going to get that. But the Ducks are going to regain that possession. They're going to swing it wide out to space where the wings are waiting for them. Oh, but looks like that is a penalty against the Beavs. That is really unfortunate to see that kind of panic during this game.
What a play there by number 21 for the Ducks. Kicking that ball, able to put that back into Beavers territory, and unfortunate call there for the Beavers, and Oregon is once again knocking on the door.
Yeah, they are swinging it out wide once again. Oh, but a nice big hit from our new player, Maddie. And the Beavers have it again. A kick. I feel like that they were trying to get that farther away, but That's okay. That's okay. Again, I'm happy they're trying something new and making some mistakes along the way. That is what I love to see. 21 is playing an aggressive game, but so is Elle on the Beavers side. She scored a try earlier today, and she needs to ride that. And it looks like Ashley, another new player, is also running in, and she is going down. But that was a great run from the Beavs. It might give them the momentum that they need to get it back.
Great defensive stand there for the Beavers. Able to get a turnover there. Let's see if they can keep possession.
If they can keep possession and get that ball out wide. Oh, and it looks like a call by the ref. Unfortunately, a knock-on. That is rough.
Seems like we have a injured Duck on the field right now, so they're going to be playing a man down. Hopefully they're okay.
All right, looks like we are gonna take a quick break for this injury. We'll be back soon. All right, we are coming back to that scrum to the Ducks. Thanks for letting us make sure our players are feeling okay. And it looks like Ducks have kept that scrum. Oh, but a quick drop ball. That's okay. It fell backwards. And 17 is going to get it. Going to go all the way out to the wing for an inside run. But a quick stop by the Beavs. They're a little bit hungrier, I think. And that is a penalty against the Ducks. So they've got to get 10 back before they can do anything. And Andy Wessel, who is an aggressive 15s player and an even more aggressive 7s player, she is going to take that in, try and draw in that defense to let it simmer down. So we're going to get that out to the wing once more. Looks like the Ducks are opening up some gaps. It's real interesting. And that's going to be a line out. Looks like to the Ducks, but that was the best run we've seen the Beavers make in a while.
Good little sequence there for the Beavers, showing a little bit of more excitement there. Like to see that forced turnover turn into better possession than for there. Unfortunate that Oregon's going to get this line out.
Yeah. But it could always be the case that OSU could steal, so let's see what happens.
Definitely.
And they are up. Ducks are going to keep that. Oh, a little slow on the tip-off, but that's okay. Looks like it gives OSU more time to shift as they try and push up against the wing, but it looks like they're just going to barely make it on the outside. Just if there was just a little bit sooner of a shift, we might have been able to avoid that try.
There's that similarity there with getting that angle and just bursting with speed into the try zone. Unfortunate there for the Beavers once again. Unfortunate that they weren't able to make that adjustment, but nice play there for the Ducks.
Indeed, but we had that nice run going. So if we can keep up this energy, that aggression, it was just a nice couple of plays set off by one player who just wanted to run that in. So as long as I think that goes to show the nature of rugby, the balance between it being an individual sport and a team sport. So you've got to be a leader sometimes, and you've got to take those cues from your teammates.
Definitely. It's also unfortunate when some of the knock-ons or some of those calls can really switch possession, switch momentum, and I think some of those calls have just not been in the favor of the Beavers.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's why we're getting this score.
All right. Oh, that kickoff from the Ducks is not quite going 10, and the Ducks are going to go 10 back while the Beavers get a free kick. Not a bad outcome for the Beavers. Gives them a little bit more time to simmer down.
Let's see if the Beavers can end this game with a little bit of excitement, a little bit of energy. Just play as hard as they can to the whistle. There we go.
Getting some nice hard runs in. Ooh, each of those runs just a little bit. Ooh, wow, great reception of that offload from Max. But the Ducks have a quick poach. Can't leave that ball unprotected for long in those rucks because those Ducks will get them. Looks like number 1 for the Ducks is breaking through that line. We got number 9, Delaney, chasing. But once again, number 1 is making a hard run to the try zone. But
another great run for the Ducks. Just total domination here. Seems like the Beavers seem a little bit tired, a little bit gassed. Unfortunate that the score is what it is. But good for the Ducks.
Good for the Ducks. And you know, like we say, this is the social match. It's a great time for especially these new players to get out on the field and see what rugby really is like. And sometimes it is a little hard on the ego, on the sportsmanship, but you just got to keep pushing. And the reason we all stick around even when it's hard is because we love the sport.
Definitely, it's about learning, it's about the experience, and that's all you can ask for.
And it looks like that is going to be game with a dominating win from the Ducks. That's what this was. Okay, so what's this one? I think this next one's going to be Gonzaga. But I don't know. Brady, what have been some highlights for you so far this game, this tournament?
Yeah, that last game, the Ducks really outperformed the Beavers, able to take those angles, able to take those breakaway runs to their advantage. Like to see the aggressiveness and physicality of all teams early on.
I love what's happening here. Are they posing for a photo? Is that what's happening? All right, we are going to cut to a quick break. Stick around. We've got plenty more rugby for you. All right, welcome back to the Women's +7 tournament here at Student Legacy Park at Oregon State University. Our first game that we've got going for us is Western Washington Vikings against the University of Washington Huskies. UW needs this win because OSU A-side beat them over on A-side earlier before we cut. And we are going to get started. Kickoff by the Vikings. Easy catch by UW, and they are going for it, but Western's defense is not to be underestimated. UW scrum half gets that ball out. Looks like they're going to try and move it out to the side, but it looks like nobody was quite there to get that ball, but they were able to recover it. They're getting that those quick offloads in the tackles. So really important during these sevens games. Looks like Western finally gets the University of Washington down.
Nice little sequence there for the Huskies. Able to hold that possession after a little bit of a chaotic start, but let's see what they can do here with possession.
Looks like they're trying to take that inside again, hopefully create some space on the outside if they can see it. But yes, looks like they are seeing that space on the outside, and the knock-on is going to be played advantage back to the Vikings. Oh, but that was a stiff arm to the neck, which the ref looks like he's not happy about. But Vikings were able to recover possession, and they're going to run it into the try-zone. Oh, but 15 is not going to let her go down easy. But the Vikings do pull it out in the end.
Nice fight there at the end for the Huskies, but Western Washington able to convert. Tough little sequence there. Quick change of possession, and Western Washington able to convert early in the try.
Not quite making that conversion, but these sevens conversions are so quick.
Nice quick start there for the Vikings. Like to see that strong defensive stop and then able to quickly take that ball into the try zone.
Yeah. Western Washington on defense is really all about creating a wall. They are a solid wall when they are coming up. They are coming up together. They're coming up close together, and they're doing a really good job of shifting to make sure that the ball carrier is staying in the middle. But if they have an opportunity to try and make tackles, they're going to take it. And UW is not going to let them get them down easy. UW wants this. I feel like UW has a fire lit under them after that loss, and they're looking to get this ball out.
Even though Western Washington was able to get a try early on, I really like what I'm seeing from the Huskies. Energy-wise, definitely based on that last game, losing to the Beavers. Like what I'm seeing early.
Oh my gosh, Western Washington has a little strategy that I sometimes just like calling playing soccer, where they like to kick the ball down to the try zone, and it looks like they tried that, but UW did not let them. They got that ball back, and they're going out to the outside. Oh, real close to the line, but it looks like they are not calling it out. So UW retains possession, tries to get it out quick, but they need to come up because Western Washington defense is coming up on them. Their wing keeps cutting in rather than seeing that space on the outside. And I don't think it's working for UW.
Yeah, Western Washington is really gang tackling right now, really showing that edge. But here's a corner run by the Huskies, taking advantage of that gang tackling by Western Washington, and she breaks a tackle.
Very nice, and that's what I wanted to see. That's what they're attacking to space rather than the little tiny gaps. It's the 7 people cannot cover the field, so that's a great thing to see. UW trying something new and seeing that work for the try.
Great play there for the Huskies. Like we said, like the start, glad to see that they got that energy up and take advantage of that corner run for a good try.
Looks like we're going to have a different player than scoring kicking, which makes sense given this angle. It's a tough kick to make, so I'll be very impressed if the 10 does it, but also wouldn't blame him. Oh, and just a little wide. Yeah, absolutely do not blame that kick. It's a little breezy out here today. Those corner kicks are hard.
Good attempt there. Nice leg there. Just like you said, tough angle, and they'll still take it though.
Absolutely. We are all tied up, and we love to see that happen. I think these two teams are really evenly matched, or could be. I think it's going to be a matter of who wants it more.
Absolutely. I think Western Washington, with that start, kind of took their foot on the gas, off the gas pedal maybe a little bit, and that led to the Washington able to tie it up. And let's see where it goes from here.
Oh, and that was a nice long kick, but a knock on by the Vikings. And it looks like they are going to play that scrum down to the Huskies.
Let's see if the Huskies can take advantage of that knock-on.
We saw some really aggressive scrums on their B side in their last game, so I'd love to see their A side really pull something out here. What are you noticing from these two teams on offense and defense?
Yeah, offensively, I'm noticing really good passes, a little less like chaoticness going on. I'm thinking both these teams are communicating pretty well and trying to hold on to that ball. There have been a little unfortunate knock-ons, but good passes overall. That was a great pass right there. Defensively, I'm seeing a lot of good tackling. I think they're trying to keep defenders in front of them, but
excellent.
Great sequence there for the Huskies. Great passes and able to get that try there.
Yeah, you've got a great point there about the communication. That is really key for maintaining that support throughout the game. You know, you can something that happens a lot, especially during sevens, you get that breakaway, you're just looking straight ahead. You have no idea what's going on either side of you. So having someone say, hey, I'm behind you is really, really important.
You could see that right there. Washington running down, had a player right to their right and able to pass that off for a try. So nice sequence there. Great to see the Huskies have this success late in this half, and like to see that energy they're bringing.
Absolutely. And so we are going to kick off. UW Huskies kicking off to Western Washington.
Let's see if the Vikings can kind of recover here. They had that early try in this half, but like I said, since then they've kind of slowed down their energy a little bit.
That UW kicker really has got quite a boot. Oh, but Western is really upset. They are angry about that last try, and they want this one bad. This is an excellent run from their 15. That's what we love to see. We love seeing a fire. And so that after that tackle, Western Washington retains possession. Ooh, a little bit of a contest by UW, but Western Washington is going to maintain that, and they're going to get it out to the wing. Oh, but pass it back in. It looks like they're a little jumbled right now, but it looks like they're finding space on that outside edge. Can they make it in time? Oh, they can. They're faking out by going to the inside, and 21 is coming to the outside. Oh, and are they going to get it centered? Not quite, but that is still, of course, a try.
Great response there for the Vikings. Able to hold that possession for a while, making quick, easy passes, and then just easily getting on that edge and getting that corner for a try. So great response there for the Vikings, excuse me.
Absolutely. What do you think was different between the last restart and this one?
I think it was just in terms of energy, the Vikings really brought it there. I think, like you said, they were angry. They were mad that they let those 2 scores for the Huskies, and they really came out and just put that shoulder down, running through defenders. You can see it there and able to tie it up.
Yeah, and we are tied going into halftime. This is, again, a really evenly matched game. We're going to come back from this half, and it's going to be like the first one never happened.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I definitely think these two have something. There's something firing them up, and I love to see it. We've got Coach David Dixon on the cam here. He's the head coach for OSU's team. Really great support for our players, but just want to call him out real quick. I call with his hat today. I call him Indy Davy Jones. So. Yeah, David he's been the coach since I want to say about 2009. He's seen a lot of players through, and before that he was the men's coach. So it's really great to see him coming over and supporting women's sports. He played rugby at Yale and was on the national championship team then. And he's been great. He's supported by 3 other coaches who we all love dearly. We've got Amanda McBride, who's here today, who graduated, I want to say in 2019. She is on the sideline, yeah. Oh. And she's here today, and we also have our coach, one of our coaches, Grace Gall, who is playing for the Portland Pigs right now. So if you see any Portland Pigs matches, make sure you get out there because you could see her, and whew, she is a beast. She used to be our team captain and is a PhD student currently. So
very cool.
She can really do it all. And as well, we also have Miranda Schmitz, who unfortunately could not be here today, but has been a part of the team and is really great with connecting us to our alumni.
Love to see that experience on the coaching staff. Bring in really valuable knowledge, experience, especially from head coach and the assistant coach. So just great to see these coaches.
All right, looks like we are coming back from halftime. Brady, what do you think? What do you think each team could bring to really gain the edge over the other?
Yeah, I think early on we've seen energy from both teams, which we've been talking about all day, and so I think it comes down to executing, making good passes, holding on to the ball, keeping that ball in your hands, not letting it come out for maybe a knock on or some unfortunate call. So I think it comes down to execution by both teams and, communication, and just let's see who fights for it more. Let's see who wants it more.
Yeah, it's at the end of the day, this is our second to last match and the last match for each of these teams. So I'm expecting a red line from both of them, really just putting their heads down, putting their shoulders down, and hopefully making it happen.
Let's see who can start off this half the strongest. That really makes a difference with sevens being only 7 minutes.
Fake out by the Vikings here, trying to get that inside open, and that outside is also gonna. Oh, it looks like that pass on the outside was just a little forward. So we are gonna go to a scrum to the Huskies.
Such a close play there. Mm-hmm. Could have gone either way, but like what I'm seeing early from the Vikings.
Exactly. Again, UW has been putting up some really tough scrums, and getting this win would be huge for them to get into the CRAA championship, and then having Western Washington go to NCR. We could be seeing some double national champs here. So if UW has pulled it out in the rankings, then this could be a very interesting matchup for the Pacific Northwest. Whoa, great cutout pass by the Huskies, getting that ball out wide early. Oh, and 14 trying to shed defenders. Is that a whistle? Nope, not quite yet. And it looks like UW is retaining possession, but Western is hungry. They are all looking for that ball. Number 2 has it, trying to take an inside gap, but Western Washington just pinches them in. And it looks like UW is securing that ruck, but Western is really counter-rucking. Brady, you are right. This is going to be a hard-fought match of who wants it more, and it looks like 3 has exploited a gap on the outside. Can they make it all the way to the tri-zone? Not quite. Oh, my gosh.
Such a battle there. Such tough tackling running through those tackles.
Oh, my gosh. And it looks like a penalty against Western Washington, so that'll be 10 back, and UW has a chance to really just make that final push. They're just knocking on the door right now. But as we know, Western's defense is a wall, and it's like a brick wall where the bricks come and shoot at you. That's crazy. But it looks like they've been pushed out, and so that is going to be a line out to. Oh, looks like we've got a sub coming in. Looks like someone's got a sitting down for an injury. All right, we're going to go to a quick break. Don't go away. All right, we are back. Once again, thank you to our audience for letting us take care of our players. We're going to start from that line out. Looks like line out to the Vikings. This is interesting, deep in UW's territory.
Like what I'm seeing from UW this start of the half. Really aggressive, really good execution on their passes, and they're just knocking on that door.
Oh my gosh, that's going to be a maul. We rarely see a maul in sevens. So a maul, for those of you watching who might not know, it's when when a player holding the ball is held up. If they're held up and carried across the field, that's called a maul, and you just keep going until someone stops. again, very rare to see in 7s, much more common in 15s. So it's always interesting when something fun like that happens.
Definitely, really good fight there from the Vikings, holding Washington out of their try zone. So, like what I'm seeing from both teams this half.
Yeah, and it looks like the Vikings have won back that ball after a scrum, and that is just fantastic. Oh, tried to exploit that inside gap, but it looks like the UW defenders just got him just a little bit sooner, and that's a forward pass, so that is going to be a scrum to the Huskies.
Unfortunate there for the Vikings, but great defense by the Huskies, keeping that ball in Vikings territory. Let's see if they can keep staying aggressive, and let's see if they can convert a try right here.
Yeah, the Huskies are in a great position to do just that. Yeah, they're not far away. They've got plenty of room to run. Oh, and they are going to take that outside space, that weak side. Oh my gosh, number 10 is just going down, going to self-rock and pick up the ball once more. Oh, a little bit of a hospital pass to back to the inside, and here's the Western Washington Vikings playing soccer. But but once again, UW has recovered it, so just proves that as long as you're sticking with it and you never give up, you can do anything. But the Vikings also have recovered possession. 23 is chasing that ball down to the try zone, and they are down. Beautifully centered try, and this is going to be interesting. We are a little over halfway into this half. Brady, what are you expecting to see from both teams?
What a change of events right there. Washington knocking on the door. Great defensive stand for the Vikings, and quick sequence with Vikings taking that ball, being able to take advantage of the turnover and just break free for a great try. Get that conversion there, up 7.
Yeah, this is awesome to see. And that conversion is, especially in 7s, that conversion is so important because this is the first conversion we've seen made in this game. And so even if UW scores another try, if they can't make that conversion kick, it's going to go to the Vikings by 2 points.
Yeah, super important way to get that try centered so that conversion can be a lot easier.
And it looks like on that kickoff, we are going to be doing a line out. Just got out just a little ways. All right. Brady, how would you describe each team's defense in one word?
I think for the Western Washington Vikings, I would describe it as a wall. That, as you put it well earlier, they have been a wall, and they did not let that Washington Huskies defense put that ball in and be able to switch defensively. And on the Washington Huskies sides, I would say communication. I think they've been really good at communicating, really good at just gang tackling and being able to stop the Vikings from getting it in.
All right, and it looks like with that play, it looks like it looks like that's going to be game. So once again, we've got Western Washington coming out on top here. And so and that is it for both of these teams. Brady, what did you think of this match? This was exciting.
What a great match. What a great first half and second half. Unfortunate there for the Huskies that quick sequence where they were knocking on the door and then a quick turnover led to that Viking score. So unfortunate there, but overall such a great match. Fortunate for the Vikings to pull it out.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see the standings after this. I'm very excited to see exactly who's going to come out in terms of the conference championship. Unfortunately, Gonzaga having to drop is really unfortunate, but it looks like UW and U of O are both still in it, and I'm interested to see how the scores shake out. All right, we've got OSU back out on the field. We've got our competitive sides going on. Brady, what do you think OSU can do to come back after the last game against the Ducks?
Yeah, I think they need to come out aggressive. I've been preaching this all broadcast. I think they need to come out aggressive, come out, physical. This U of O team is also very physical, so I think it's a matter of, like I said in the previous match, execution and being able to make those clean passes, open up the corners to get those angles, and I'm really interested to see this matchup right now.
Yeah, this is again, this is the competitive side, so we've got some nice experienced players on OSU's side, and many of them are sticking around for next year. That's something that Coach David Dixon said. We've got a lot of people returning for next year. So again, keep an eye on all of these players. You'll be seeing them again on U of O's side as well. There's some seniors, of course, myself being one of them, but we've got lots of players to keep an eye on for this year and years to come. And that is a kickoff by the Beavs to the Ducks. Oh, but that is going to be a self-knock on it. Oh, but advantage to the Ducks.
I really like that strategy of a player running as hard as they can off that kickoff to try to get that ball, but unfortunate there, they weren't able to get that, and U of O takes advantage, puts it in Beavers territory.
They absolutely do. And it looks like that's going to be a penalty awarded to the Ducks, so Beavers got to get 10 back, and back they do, trying to get as much as up as quick as possible while the Ducks are swinging it out wide. If they can get that shift early, then I think they've got a shot, and they do. They finally got it early, made that shift happen. And Ducks are just going to, they're trying to get it out wide, but unfortunately a knock-on is just, sometimes it's inevitable. So that's going to be a scrum down to the Beavs.
There's that execution I was talking about, kind of fumbling that pass can lead to a unlucky turnover. Let's see if the Beavers can take advantage in this scrum.
Absolutely. Something we've been talking about off camera is that every moment counts in sevens. Every tackle matters, every pass matters, everything matters when there's only 14 minutes in a game. And that is Brady, what do you want to see right now?
I'd like to see the Beavers try to get that possession for longer, trying to see them kind of hold on to the ball maybe a little bit more. Like I said, execution, but I really like what I'm seeing from both sides, defensive and offensively. Let's see if, the Ducks can take advantage of possession, see if they can take advantage of the knock-on that just occurred. But I'm like what I'm seeing from both.
Yeah, I think that U of O defense is really putting OSU on its back foot, looking at a lot of, a lot of knock-ons, a lot of things happening that I know OSU can do. I've seen them make some great passes, make some great plays, and if they can just keep their heads cool for this last match, they can do great things. Oh, but U of O is just knocking off defenders, but are they going to let 11 center it? Not quite. So they've still got a conversion to make, but that will be a try for the Ducks.
Nice hands there from the Ducks, able to hold on to that pass, take that corner, and put it in for the try.
Exactly. Yeah, a lot of what we focus on in practice is that support, especially in sevens. Like I've been saying again all day, is like in sevens, that breakaway, that one person who makes that breakaway, if they get tackled and nobody's there, that's an easy steal for the opposing team. So we love seeing people support each other, both on offense and defense. Defensively, Beavers just need to keep a nice tight line. And make sure they get those early shifts, because for multiple opponents now, they've been getting burned on the outside. So if they can keep that shift and keep that wall moving side to side across the field, I think we can see that work out well. Kaylee Newcomer catching that kickoff. Ooh, but it's a pass that ended up on the outside, so that's going to be a line out to the Ducks.
Unfortunate there for the Beavers, hoping to keep that possession. Not able to hold on to it, and it's going to be a line in for the Ducks.
What do you think is making the Ducks have a little bit of an easier time holding on to the ball?
Yeah, I think it's just they've stayed aggressive, and they're making the right plays. They're kind of, I think, communicating maybe a little bit better, making eye contact on those passes. And that's a great kick there for the Ducks.
Oh, and there's a little bit of a fight as the ball continues down the field. And that's going to be a scrum down to the Beavers.
Nice defensive stop there for the Beavers, able to cause a scrum. I'd like to see the Beavers maybe be a little more aggressive on offense. I'd like to see them, they've played well on defense, but I'd like to see them make a few of those better passes, try to get into the edge of the field, and let's see if they can convert.
Exactly. Yeah, let's see them try and make the Ducks play their game like I know they can. And Kaylee Newcomer taking that outside corner. She looked like she was looking for support and didn't find it, but she is gone. She is looking for that try. She is not letting OSU go down unscored. And there she goes. Beautiful dive. That is Kaylee Newcomer, incoming captain for OSU, and that is a try.
What a physical run. What a long run.
Oh, but it looks like that dive. Okay, looks like that dive took Kaylee a bit by surprise. But it looks like she's getting up and walking it off. Sometimes you just take a tumble. There's definitely been times where I roll over and it's okay. My teammates know me as a very vocal person when I'm when I'm tackled, so I'll go ooh, and it'll be great.
Great execution there for the Beavers. Kaylee Newcomer just taking that edge, not needing any help. Whew. That's a long run. That's probably winded, but great way to get that ball in the center as well, so they can get that conversion. And now they're up 7-5. So
that is
big
awesome
play
to
there.
see. Awesome to see that. Again, that's another important thing with centering that. Maybe U of O could have made that earlier conversion if it was a little bit more centered. So it's still important to fight for every minute. All right, Kaylee making that kick. Oh, and 14, Chloe is going to chase that down, and she is going to retain possession of that. But the Ducks are making a hard ruck for it, and they are not letting OSU get any time over that ruck. Looks like they're going to do it one more time. OSU is trying to counter ruck, but the U of O is just really getting in there, putting that shoulder down. OSU is kind of letting U of O run into them on defense, and even when they're getting it on the outside or on the inside, it looks like that OSU is just not coming up with enough aggression, and that's letting those breakaways happen, like what we're seeing right now. So, but they did make the stop eventually, so maybe we'll see if this conversion happens, and if OSU can get another try, that'd be great.
Great execution there on those passes for the Ducks. Nice little play where they throw that outside and then come on the inside, taking that angle, and got to get that conversion there, and good for the Ducks.
Yeah, that was a hard run from I would say that's about 55 meters from the try zone. So it's that cohesion of play. You think, oh my gosh, I can't run, like one person running 55 meters. It rarely is. A lot of times it's just one person after another just really supporting each other.
U of O makes that conversion, making this a 12-7 game. So great activity here. We're going to go to halftime. Great start of the game.
What do you think each team could change up in the second half to either gain some momentum or keep it?
Yeah, for the Beavers, I think they had that long run by Kaylee Newcomer that really set them up for that play, but I'd like to see maybe a little more passes, maybe a little more communication there on those passes, maybe a couple plays like a screen and maybe like a jab step. I'd like to see some of that activity. And for the Ducks, I think same thing of what they're doing. I'm liking what they're doing with good passes, good little plays. So both teams playing well defensively as well, keeping things in front of them.
Yeah, I think you kind of hit the nail on the head earlier when you said that the Ducks, the reason they're holding on to that ball a little bit better is that they're being aggressive. They're really confident in their decisions, and when you're confident in it, you perform better. It's just the way it goes. And so if the Beavers can really harness that energy and have faith in themselves and each other, then I think we can see some really awesome stuff happen today.
Absolutely. I think for the Beavers, in order to come out and try to flip this game, I think they need to come out aggressive. I think they started off pretty well, but I think that aggressiveness is really going to push them over the edge. Both teams have been aggressive, but I think execution-wise with that aggressiveness, not getting too ahead of themselves, but still being physical, still putting their shoulder down, running, trying to run through tackles, making an extra step is going to be really key.
All right, it is going to be a kickoff by the Ducks to the Beavs. Last half of the day. It's been a long day of sevens, long day of rugby. But everyone's really put out a great showing here. Let's see how they can. Oh, we've made some substitutions. We've got Carolyn out on the wing here by on the Beavers side, trying to make a quick stop, but unnecessary because it seemed like that was a knock on by the Ducks. So it'll be a scrum down to the Beavs.
Interesting bounce there by the Ducks on that kickoff.
Absolutely. Yeah, I've always said that the most demoralizing thing is chasing a bouncing rugby ball.
Those things can bounce weirdly and cause some unfortunate calls like knock-ons or just dropping out of the hand. So kind of unlucky there for the Ducks, but Beavers will take it.
Beavers will take it, and it looks like they're trying to. Ooh, Kaylee taking that inside edge and using her support on the outside. That is Chloe Possert, a rookie for this year, and she is going to take that right up the middle for a try, and that is what we like to see.
What a textbook pass there from Kaylee Newcomer. Perfect run. Thought she was going to go all the way and then just dropped it off right to the left to her teammate, able to put it in for the try. Great execution there early in this half.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And Kaylee, like, knowing her, she probably could have broken that tackle if she really wanted to, but it's a game where you do need to rely on your teammates, and Chloe was able to take it in and trust herself and get that try. Not quite the conversion, but that's all right. It looks like we are all tied up. We are at 10-10. Oh, 10-12, my bad. So the Beavers are up by a kick. So if they can maintain this score, or ideally, you know, score another try, that'd be great.
Yeah, staying aggressive is really key here. Making sure everybody's in front of them would be really important.
Yeah, looks like that kickoff didn't quite go 10, so that is going to be a free kick to the Ducks. Beavers are quick to move that 10 back because they know the Ducks are not going to be kind on on letting them run very far.
I've always themed throughout the day that things can happen really quickly, so it's really important to stay ready, stay on the balls of your feet, and not let anybody pass you.
Oh, looks like there was a bit of maybe a conduct issue around the ruck there for a second. Yeah, it looks like the refs are talking to captains. Doesn't look like they're pulling up a player, though, which is usually the sign that the yellow or red card is about to happen. I've never seen a red card in my 3 years of being on this team, but, you know, they do happen. I've seen a couple of yellows, and that's not uncommon, but it looks like the ref is going to let the players know what's going on.
Seems like they're bringing a player up. The ref is going to
we do see a yellow card. Okay, so that is number 9, Kayla Stanley, going off. The Beavers are a man down for the rest of this game, so it's going to be extra tough on them trying to keep that U of O offense at bay.
Tough call there, going down a man down now. Let's see if the Beavers can kind of stay ready, stay on the balls of their feet, and play some tough defense here.
Yeah, it's a tough thing to play a man down, but I know these Beavs got it. And they are ready to. Great smother tackle by Kaylee, trying to keep U of O from passing that ball off. And a fight for it. Kaylee has regained possession. And so Hadley has it. They're passing it out to the wings. That's Aerie back there. A little stiff arm to 13, but she made the pass early. And so now Carolyn has it. They're going to go down and self-ruck. But U of O is grabbing that ball off the ground. This is a hot game. Oh, 15 grabbed that, saw some space, and went for it. And that is going to be a try for the Ducks.
What a quick sequence there by both teams. Kaylee Newcomer playing great defense, taking that ball away, but Ducks take advantage of that self-ruck and take that corner for a try.
Exactly. But that was a great sequence of play from the Beavers. Love to see that they're starting to play together. They're playing as a unit. Which is really what needs to happen during sevens. Like we've been saying, I think about the Ducks, they've got some really great confidence in their plays, and I think that's what Kaylee has too. That's what part of what makes her such a great leader and a great captain. She's very confident in her decisions, and she says, you know what, if I'm gonna run, I'm gonna run.
Put my shoulder down and run through you.
Exactly. Ooh, great catch by number 9 on the Ducks. Gonna get up again and try and ruck that ball themselves. Oh, contest for possession around the ruck, a little hard fight. Oh, but that's going to be a penalty against the Beavs, so they've got to get 10 back.
Tough sequence there for the Beavs.
Oh, and it looks like a Beavers player is down momentarily, but it looks like they're getting back up. Going to try and walk it off, but I heard a whistle. Looks like captain is talking to the ref. Usually this is an occurrence when a team is seeing something happen that the refs aren't calling, and so it's the captain's responsibility to kind of bring that up. But it looks like play is restarting, and so we are going to continue to play. And oh my gosh, Ducks try and get it out to the outside, but that Beaver defense shifted out, and they are gonna keep fighting for it. They are moving that ball fast and trying to make the Beavers work, and the work they do. Those Beavers are not letting the Ducks get another try easy.
Beavers are really fighting being a man down with only 6 players, so really like seeing their aggressiveness on defense. Let's see if they can stop the Ducks from getting a try.
Yeah, it looks like the Ducks are using their support really well, but the Beavers are really, moving it out, and that is going to be a ball out into touch, and so that is going to be a line out to the Beavers.
Great play pushing that player out of bounds, deep in the Beavers territory. Let's see if they can get this line out.
And I think I might have gotten my rules around a little bit from 15s. The yellow card is not as long as it is in 7s as it is in 15. So Kayla Stanley is back on the pitch, our scrum half, who's also throwing in for this line out.
Really important for the Beavers to get that player back. Let's see if they can flip field position with that extra player. Keep possession. Let's see what happens. Yeah.
Looks like that Ducks stole that line out. If the Beavers can hold them off, they can maybe make this last play the final play of the game. But 15 is gonna try to make that try, and it looks like they do. Looks like 15 is in, so that is gonna be a try for the Ducks.
Nice fight there for the Ducks, breaking a tackle, getting that try in. Unfortunate for the Beavers, being a man down, letting the Ducks kind of take that field position. Unfortunate there.
All right, I believe that's going to be last play after this conversion. Let's see how the Ducks do, finishing it out. You know, I think the Beavers really showed themselves improved after what we saw earlier today.
Absolutely, I think they showed a lot of fight, a lot of perseverance here, especially once going down a man down. That's a tough play to be in, and I thought they showed some fight. And Kaylee Newcomer really emerging as a good leader and captain. Yeah,
we've got some great captains over on the Beavs. Oh, looks like they're not calling final play. We're gonna have some more play. Love that. I'm always happy to have more rugby happening. All right, Carolyn Pierce is going for the ball, doesn't quite get it. Chloe Possert getting it, so Carolyn is gonna secure that ruck. Kaylee's got the ball. She's gonna try it for her support, and Kayla Stanley. And Kelsey Kaufman going for that outside tackle. Got to watch that high tackle, but it looks like it's there. Kelsey is gonna rip that ball down. She is aggressive. Another beast in 15s who's coming into 7s with a lot of aggression. There's a contest for possession happening somewhere in that tangle. And it looks like the Ducks have it for now. They're trying to move that around the inside, but the Beavers are really feisty for it. We got a lifted leg trying to tackle. Love to see that. And Carolyn on the outside going to try and catch that 15. That 15 is oh, wow! That was a great hit from number 6, Ari Gonzalez. She is Shaz coming in with some experience from high school, and we are glad to have her on the team. Kelsey Kaufman going to make that stop here. They're not wanting to finish this game with another Duck try. They are hungry. They're looking for it. Chloe on the outside going for number 9 on the Ducks.
Love seeing the fight from both teams till the end of the whistle. We thought the game was over, but they're still trying very hard out there, regardless of the score.
Regardless of the score. This is, great hit from number 9 on the Beavers. I believe that's Kayla Stanley. This is a hard-fought match. They are not moving.
Showing the physicality out there.
Absolutely.
Even though this is the last match of the day, they're still putting it all out on the line.
Exactly. Oh, looks like 15 once again getting in for that try. So we are going to end on a Ducks try.
Nice little sequence there from both teams. Ducks able to convert that try. But love to see the physicality and aggressiveness from both teams.
And a nice conversion to end our game. All right. Thank you so much for joining us. We're going to go to a quick break, but before that, we are going to recap our games. We have the Ducks just winning this game we have OSU winning over UW, UW losing to Western Washington, and U of O winning the social side championship. Thank you all so much. Don't leave. Please stick around, and we'll be back soon. Thank you. All right, welcome back to Student Legacy Park. For those of you just joining us, we are wrapping up our Women's Plus Rugby Sevens tournament with the Pacific Mountain Rugby Conference. I'm joined today by grad student Carolyn Pierce, star player on the OSU Beavers. Carolyn, what from today do you think is something that the Beavers can work on?
You know, we had a few players that this was their very first tournament, and that was really awesome to see. Just new players getting out on the pitch and really working on the skills they've been learning the last few weeks. This has been a pretty short sevens season for us. We just had 2 tournaments, one last week, one this week. And I think adjusting from our 15s style of play, sevens is a very different game, and that was definitely something that has taken a lot of time, and I think we need to continue to work on. But I'm really proud to see all of the individual skills that we saw today, and people have been really working hard on.
Yeah, and I think that's such a big aspect of it is the community trying to get more people into the sport. I know you joined during a 7 season, and so it's always an odd transition to make between the two styles. You're also going to be the vice president of the club next year. What about rugby makes you so passionate about it and want to lead it and bring it to more people?
Oh wow. Well, I think, you know, I just actually joined rugby from a PAC class, and I met some of the players on the team then. They brought me to practice, and really it's such this great community of rugby where you kind of just go anywhere, find a rugby player, and we're friends now, and we'll be there for you. And so I really love that atmosphere, and I want to continue to welcome more people into our club. It's never too late to start. I didn't start until I started grad school here, hadn't played a sport in 5+ years since then, and it's just been an awesome experience being on this team and getting involved in the rugby community at OSU, and then also across Corvallis, the whole Pacific Northwest area. There's lots of teams. They're just so welcoming and encouraging.
Absolutely. Well, Carolyn, thank you so much for joining us today. I really appreciate you being here. I'm sure you're tired.
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit. So again, thank you so much, and I'm really looking forward to seeing you play again next year.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much for joining us today. We've got a lot of highlights from today's game. We saw some really great hard runs, both people breaking through tackles, people finding gaps on the outside. We saw some hard-fought matches. We saw some absolute we saw some blowouts. It was a lot happening today, and I am so excited to see what the outcome is of this today's tournament.
Absolutely. We saw some great rugby, hard fought, as you said. To wrap up some of the scores, in game number 7, OSU was able to go on top of UW. In the social final, U of O was able to go up on top of OSU. In game number 9, Western Washington was able to go on top of University of Washington, and the final game, U of O was able to pull away from OSU at the end. So great matchups today, great rugby.
Yes, unfortunate we couldn't see Gonzaga play a little bit more due to some injuries. They unfortunately had to forfeit their last match. But it was a great showing. There were some players, especially on every team, that were really just super coming out a lot. We saw Carolyn really making some hard runs on the outside, moving from back in 15s to forward in 7s. Which players stood out to you?
I think Kaylee Newcomer was a big player for OSU today, able to be on offense and on defense, able to make some really good stops, and then able to cut off and make some breakaway runs. So great play from there, and excited to move on for next year, and she's going to lead the team next year, so that's very exciting.
Yes, we've got lots of, like I said, we've got lots of returning players on the Beavers side, so expect to see all of their faces again. It'll be a great time. We've got we've got lots of rugby to be had. Rugby is played year round. We've got spring, sevens in the spring and professionals play during the summer. So it's 15, and then it's 15s in the fall and winter. All right. So thank you so much to the Women's Plus Rugby team for having Orange Media Network here. And thank you especially to our coaches, David Dixon, our head coach, Amanda Mern, and Grace. And thank you to Sierra Mirsky, who helped organize me being here and everyone here being here.
And quick shout out to KBVR TV, our wonderful producer, Brynn Kirkland, our punch director, Ben Agmon. On cams, we have Bryce Lambert, Jon Reece, Andy Sloan, and Phoebe Ison. I am Brady Elliott, your color commentator, alongside Lane, your play-by-play, and we got Kristina Mason on audio, Lilly Goodyear on graphics, and Elijah and Andy on engineers. So shout out KBVR TV.
Absolutely. And if you've liked what you see here today, please come join rugby. Like Carolyn said, it's never too late to start. Every type of body, every person is welcome on this team. So if you want to come out, we have practices Tuesday and Thursday, 4 to 6 on Student Legacy Park 2, and Wednesdays from 6 to 8 on in the Merritt Truex Indoor Center. And at the end of May, in the middle of May, we'll be having an intra-team touch tournament. So if you want some bragging rights, you should come. All right. Thank you so much for joining us today. And that's all we have. Thank you.